Welcome back, sports fans, to the MGM Sports Network. Today, we've got minor league action of Blood Bowl. That's right, it's Blitz Bowl action as the Crush gets underway in its inaugural season on the channel. Welcome to the studio. We're happy to have you. The tension is palpable as the Orc Rampagers look to tangle with the Dwarf Cannoneers. As the two teams are getting warmed up, let's take a look at the Orc Rampagers and their thrower, Dwarf Stubbins. He sports a 3+ throw accuracy and has excellent handling skills. They also have a blitzer, Flash Gets, sporting a 6 move and gets a block reroll. The heart of the line is the big un blocker, Big Beef Teeth, who has a block of 2 and has Mighty Blow, which treats a smash block as a crunch. They are joined by 3 linemen. The Dwarf Cannoneers are captained by a Troll Slayer, Furious Firehand with the Frenzied ability that allows them to mark and then make a block for free. They also have a blitzer, Big Willie Steamboat, with offensive specialist, and a runner, Two Tug McGee, with safe hands. They are also joined by 3 linemen. As this is our first game of Blitz Bowl, we'll be trying to narrate and show you exactly what is going on. We hope you enjoy this presentation, and let's get down to the pitch for the opening turn. The Dwarves call heads, end up winning the coin toss in this one, elect to go first. They send out their runner, Two Tug McGee, has a move of 6, straight up the middle of the field. Next up will be their blitzer, Big Willie Steamboat, moving with 5, and they send a lineman up, moving at 4. The Dwarves score Get Moving for 2 points, taking the lead. Meanwhile, the Orcs push up the center of the field as well. With cards refreshed up top, they also score Get Moving for 2 points, tying this game up. We've got our first action at the middle of the field as Two Tug McGee makes a move and then marks with his second action. He then rolls to block and misses. This allows the big unblocker, Big Beef Teeth, to move and then make a mark action, marking 2 players, scoring, tie them up. The Orcs take the lead 4-2 and roll 2 block dice, miss both. Back to the Dwarves, they miss another block on their turn, 2 actions left, and another block. That one is going to be a smash against the big unblocker. An armor save will be taken as he goes down. It's a 2+ armor save on this big unblocker, and he is going to end up failing, and the blitzer injures the big unblocker, sending him to the dugout. With their third and final action, they bring in the Troll Slayer, Furious Firehand. The Dwarf secured 3 points on that one, taking the lead by 1. This is all as the Orcs are pushing a lineman down the field with a run and a mark. He will then attempt to block against Two Tug McGee and gets a shove. He's going to push him into the adjacent space and elect not to follow. The Orcs will score 2 points, and then the Dwarves will make the first tactical play of the game, allowing to mark up to 4 spaces. That's exactly what happens. He gets the assist. A crunch is rolled. The Orc goes down. That's their blitzer. He fails his armor save and goes into the dugout. For their third and final action, they mark onto the ball, and it bounces to another space. Can't pick that up with a mark action. The Dwarves do score 3 points for Break Some Bones, as the big unblocker is going to attempt to block right off the bat here. Rolls up a push. And there were actually 2 dice on the table. Is going to push the lineman back here and elect not to follow. With the Orc's second action, they're going to bring a lineman back out of reserve, and then he is going to move for the third Orc action. Dwarf coach rolls up another tactics play. This one allows him to roll an extra block die, and he is going to get a tackle here. Due to the tackle, Furious Firehand will not be able to make any additional moves this turn. The Orc does go down. They will take an armor check here, needing a 3+ in order to stay up. And it looks like he fails. That Orc becomes injured. With 1 action remaining, the blitzer is going to pick up the ball and begin to run to the right flank. The Dwarves grab 3 points on that exchange as the Orcs send out another lineman. The lineman runs marks. They do have a tactics card out there. This kid's got Moxie, and he gets 3 blocks. We're just going to allow her to re-roll this miss here. She's got a shove on the table, and it looks like it's going to be a smash. The Dwarf Blitzer goes down, and he's got a 2+ armor save. He was carrying the ball. That ball is going to bounce into an adjacent space. 2+ armor save, anything but a 1, and he does roll up a 1 and is injured by the Orc lineman. Action flips back to the Dwarves. Furious Firehand is going to make a run action. The runner, Two-Tug McGee, is going to make a run move, and then he is going to attempt a long throw to Furious Firehand. He normally hits on a 4. It's going to be 5 at long range, and the ball will miss off the hands of Furious Firehand, and it is going to bounce. The ball bounces between him and an Orc player, and with the Orc's turn, we will see a mark here from the big unblocker. He goes in with 2 block dice. He is going to get a push. He shoves Furious Firehand forward, and then he will claim the space he was in. The Orcs then play the tactics card Sprint, and Dwarf Stubbins, moving out of the end zone, he's fast, especially with Sprint, picks up the ball and keeps on working to midfield. The Orcs claim spread out as the Dwarves are going to use a mark here. This gives him a free block. He does get a push result, pushing the thrower back, but he will become prone as a result of the diving tackle. The Dwarves then elect to send in a lineman with their second action as the Orcs then perform a mark. The Dwarf lineman should be down, as I think we missed this. 2 block dice roll out for the assist. We do see 1 miss, and there is a smash. That's the lineman Slay D's with the pancake. We'll see a 2+ armor save, which is good. The Orcs have some tactics, getting a free reserve move, bringing their Blitzer back out from the dugout. And it looks like Dwarf Stubbins, with their 3rd move, he is going to make a run for the end zone. The Orcs score 2 points for play as a team, where we do have a mark action and a block. It is a crunch. That is exactly what they needed. The thrower goes down. Dwarf Stubbins has a 3-up armor save, goes to a 4 with the crunch, and it's failed. Dwarf Stubbins will be injured, and the ball is going to bounce. We have yet to see touchdowns in this game, and the ball frees up towards the Dwarves' end zone. The lineman pounces on the ball, scooping it up and scoring some points for the Dwarves. Two-Tug McGee is their runner. He then finishes moving up the center of the board. Slades sees him, however, and is going to get a mark. He goes for the block, and he gets a crunch. Two-Tug McGee has an armor of 3. That'll go to a 4 due to the crunch. Two-Tug McGee makes the save to avoid injury. The ball will bounce. With the Orcs' final move, their Blitzer moves forward and picks up the ball. The Dwarves then are going to move one of their linemen. He is then going to be interrupted here with intervention. As the Orc player goes in to mark, we then see a stand from one of the Dwarf linemen. He will then attempt to block, getting an assist. So 2 block dice coming out, and he can pick one, and he picks the crunch. An armor save at -1 makes this a 4, and she rolls up a 3, so he is injured and going to the dugout. That was Teapot Shruggins with the big hit. We've then got the Orc Blitzer Flash Gets as he steamrolls down the center of the board, headed toward the end zone. Their second action will be another run. The Orcs dangerously close to putting this one in the end zone. They bring their thrower out of reserve and play Inspiration, giving him a 4th action to move up the field. Meanwhile, the Dwarves make a move out of their end zone with one of their linemen. He marks Flash Gets and is going to attempt a block here, and he gets a miss. We go back to the Orcs, and it looks like they are going to try to block with Flash Gets, and he rolls a miss. He is an offensive specialist, so he does get to re-roll that block die, and it turns out to be a tackle, so he will not be able to move anymore. He can't advance the ball this turn. Willis McIronhand hits the deck, and he'll have to take an armor save on a 2+, and that will be good. Seeing this, the lineman Sladees is going to use a mark for their second action, and he's going to roll up a block die and get a push. He's going to shove Strongbeard Braun out of the way, and he is going to elect to follow up. Back to the Dwarves, Willis McIronhand uses an action to stand. Second action will be to attempt to block, and he lands a crunch. That is exactly what the Dwarves needed. Flash Gitz goes down, has an armor of 2. The crunch will make it a 3. He is carrying the ball, so the ball is going to bounce, and a 3-up save is owed for Flash Gitz. For the third and final action, there will be a run from Willis McIronhand as he picks up the ball and advances. The Dwarves dodge a major bullet there as the Orcs were getting ready to punch it into the end zone. We then see a move and a mark. The coach calls in defensive play, allowing him to mark on a run action. It's a diving tackle from the thrower, so he will go down and the ball is going to bounce. Willis McIronhand will then owe a 2-up armor save, and he is good. The Orcs will score, take them down as they get their blitzer back on their feet. The Dwarves do play a reserve to bring one of their blitzers back in. He does run, he does scoop up the ball, and he will attempt to throw to one of his linemen. At long range, he needs a 5, and the pass is incomplete. The ball bounces off his fingertips into an adjacent space. The Orcs send in Big Beef Teeth, their big unblocker. He does a sidestep, Furious Firehand, and then marks. He goes for the block, rolling at 2 block dice. The result is going to be another diving tackle, so the lineman will go down, and he is going to have to take an armor save, needing a 2+. That is successful. The coach gives a little inspiration, giving them an extra action as the big unblocker scoops up the ball with a run and heads toward the end zone once again. The Dwarfs are going to stand at their lineman with an action. He is going to mark, moving 2 spaces, and will attempt to block the big unblocker, and he gets a crunch. The Dwarfs desperately needed that. -1 to the saving throw here. It's good. She rolls a 6, but the ball is going to bounce again. As we move back to the Orcs, the big unblocker is going to use an action to get to his feet. Big Beef Teeth will then attempt to block, throwing 2 block dice here. And it's a miss and a diving tackle. Big Beef Teeth electing to take the diving tackle. Will not be able to activate further this turn, but the target lineman will go down, taking that 2+ armor save and avoiding injury. The Orcs throw another block at the center of the board, and it is a crunch. That's the lineman Troutmouth doing some work at the center, and the armor save will be failed. A Dwarf will go back into the dugout. He is going to roll up a shove, pushing the big unblocker back. He will then use a run to scoop up the ball and move it toward the Orcs' end zone. The Orc coach is going to call out a player from reserve. We then see a mark action, and then we will see just a simple run action here. That is going to allow the Orc coach to claim the last victory card as time on the clock expires, and the Orcs take the lead by 1. And there you have it. Our first game of Blitz Bowl is in the books. The Orcs steal a victory today in a defensive battle. There were no offensive touchdowns in this game, and all points scored came on the secondary cards. Hope you enjoyed this battle report of Blitz Bowl. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Supporters Club, your names are on the screen now. Thank you so much for your support. It is by no means necessary. If you've watched the video this far, you've done more than enough to support the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Take care.